welcome to Sow Your Own. Typical on the day when I can use my fancy new toy, my fancy GoPro, that yeah, it's considerably cooler and I maybe didn't need to use my fancy GoPro. But either way, I've still got it. It's a bit cooler today, so I don't know if that's why I've only now been less lazy to do it, or if I was just using the excuse of it was too hot to bring my phone out. Possibly me just being lazy. But it is time to tidy up and prune all of this, I think, because it is looking a little bit of a mess. I think all of the seeds, certainly sounds and feels like all of the seeds from that foxglove are all now gone, so I can cut them back. I'm going to cut all the bits back of my devil's tear. I'm going to cut this back, and once I've cut this euphorbia back, I've got the Kilimanjaro stuff in a pot round there, and it's bushing up again in the middle there, so I then might put some of that into there and then see if it kind of all like entwines together and works quite nicely. I'm going to cut all my hot pokers back as well, and I don't even know how, but I totally forgot to cut one back to try and give it a go hang drying in the loft, which I'm a bit gutted about. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 heads on it this year, which it was really slow to come out, so I wasn't expecting anything to happen, but it did. I've got my aqualegias that I think have finished setting their seeds as well, and then this Michaelmas daisy. Oh, and a really cute little little beetle, of which, whilst I've got my GoPro in my hand, let's do this whole like multi-camera thing, shall we? Oh no, that's just of my face. Ha ha ha. Oh, here we go. I don't even know if this is very good and if we'll even pick it up, but there's the little green beetle and then a little flying thing. Oh, this is great. Whilst I'm in this bed here, there isn't really too much to tidy on the hollyhocks, but they've also started to, or in fact they've set quite a few seeds on there, so I'll pick some of those off so I can show you as I go along as well. But in terms of tidying this bed, I'm just pretty much going to cut everything back, deadhead anything that needs it. I don't really bother too much with the weeding of this, because everything that I put in, because I was such a beginner at the time, I genuinely didn't know that it was all going to grow as big and as bushy as it was. I mean, this thing has gone absolutely crazy. I'm sure I've said before and shown pictures and everything. I wasn't expecting it to grow quite like that. I'll also probably give this a bit of a trim up as well, because the problem with this, because it's so close to where my little steps are to get up onto the grassy area, it just makes it really difficult. I mean, I'm only 5 foot something and I have to walk around it, and Billy's 6 foot, and it covers the path going across that way as well. So I'll probably give that a bit of a trim up. This is our Christmas tree from last year. That looks a little bit sad. I mean, it was doing all right, but I think it might have actually died. And I think that's because I put it over there and then I kept forgetting to water it. Whoopsie. So if I put it in here with my main flower bed, it's at least shaded from the sun. And then when I'm watering the flower bed, it'll get watered too. But I think it's too late now. Whoopsie. This really is one where I genuinely don't know where to start. So I think I'm gonna start on here. And these are the lovely secateurs that my granddad gave me. They're probably, definitely older than me. And it really does just go to show that if you look after something, to me, my granddad regularly oils all of his secateurs and keeps them sharp and everything. So it really does just go to show that, if you look after stuff will, in turn look after you. And something else as well that I always notice whenever I go around my nanny and granddad, there's sort of like craftsmanship and things. My granddad used to do a lot of woodwork stuff when he was younger. And he's got this, sorry, Flo's distracting me. How dare a dog walk past our house? She's now going to bark really loudly outside. See, told you. Come on, monkey, stop being silly. People to walk past. But yeah, in terms of like craftsmanship and everything, my granddad's got loads of like woodwork stuff that he's made, like units and stuff in his garage. And because the quality of the wood, you know, was a lot better then, and you know, and everything else, they're still standing and they're still doing really well. I mean, there was also something else that I noticed in his garage as well. It did just make me feel a little bit, you know, a little bit cute. Even though it's really got nothing to do with me at all. But he had a wooden wheelbarrow in there that was his dad's wheelbarrow. And I mean, my granddad is 86 years old. So imagine just how old that, you know, that wheelbarrow is. And granddad, this is the bit that makes me laugh. I've done this with so many things, namely from my mum. But granddad needed to borrow it off of his dad. I think this was the story behind how granddad acquired it. And it was also sort of like a little bit broken and needed a little bit of TLC. So granddad promised his dad that, you know, he'd fix it all up for him and get it all working and everything else. And then his dad never got it back. It's just sat in my granddad's garage, and I'm not sure if he ever actually finished fixing it or not. But even without it necessarily being fixed, again, just because of the craftsmanship and the quality of the products and stuff back then, as well, it's, you know, it could still function perfectly well for like light loads and things, as you know, as you'd expect a wheelbarrow to function. Which is amazing. And when Grandad was going through all of his bits and sorting out these secateurs for me, he was showing me his collection of secateurs. Oh, we've got a grasshopper. There we go. Look at this little guy. Ha ha! I absolutely love nature. It's fascinating, isn't it? Brilliant. You can see his beady little eyes and everything. Oh, I must get back to it. And I've just realised as well that I've got my GoPro set up over there, so I don't know if that's where I should have used that instead of using my phone. I must admit, I am double whammying on setup at the minute. So there might be, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? There might be some like cross-covering clips and, you know, and whatever. It might be like a real media mogul. Is that the term? I don't know. But anyway, I got distracted by the grasshopper, and I was talking about my granddad's secateurs, wasn't I? It is interesting, I promise. So yeah, granddad was showing me all of his secateurs, ones for, you know, all different things and everything else. And then he showed me his granddad's secateurs. That were very, very basic. Next time I'm around there, I'll ask Grandad if I could take a picture so I can show you guys. But obviously still had the bit that you cut with. I can't remember if it had like the springy bit in the middle, but it didn't have any like plastic handles or anything else like that. So just, you know, straight up metal. Still sharp as anything, because his dad obviously looked after them, and then since my granddad's had them, you know, he's looked after them as well. But yeah, it really is just, you know, unbelievable. And I think that Grandad said that those secateurs must be maybe like 60, 70 years old, you know. Yeah, well, I mean, they must be pretty old because my granddad's 86, you know, so his dad would have been pretty old before he died and everything. At least I assume that. Probably should know a bit more about my family history. Oh no, I've got all these needles from that Christmas tree on me. Oh, I feel a bit of warmth coming through. Right, where's our grasshopper friend? Chilling out in the middle in the middle of the offcuts there. Yeah. Oh, I must admit, I do hate pruning this bush. This is one of those that as quick as you prune it, it just grows back up again. Okay. Because I'm only 5'2". And there's another grasshopper. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get the GoPro for this one. How many more grasshoppers I've got hiding away in here. Oh, that's brilliant, that really is. And there's a little fly that's come out to see what all the commotion is about. What are you saying, Flo? You going to come help prune? Oh, I can't do that, I haven't got any thumbs. You silly dog. So I've done all I can really be bothered to do for now, and all I can really reach easily. So I think I might get the hedge trimmer out later to just take the top off. That's just a normal aeroplane coming over from somewhere. So once I've finished drinking my tea, I'm going to do the easy bits first, which is taking off the foxgloves, and then I'm going to get in and go round and then do this one. But I'm not really sure what to take off, and I don't know if that one might be easier going from the other side. I don't really know, and I don't even know if it's the right time to prune it either. Prune it, cut it back, I don't really know. But I'm going to try and leave as many of the gorgeous little flowers on here as possible, because it is an absolutely stunning plant, I must admit. I should probably, I have hung dried some of this. I should probably get some of these to press, because I bet they dry press beautifully as well. Oh, I'm going to have to do that before the season's out, I think. I decided to come at it from this side. What are you doing, Flo? Crazy little dog. And I really don't know where to start. Right, okay, that looks like that's totally done. I mean, is this the right thing to do? Cutting it all the way back? I genuinely don't know. This really is something that I am quite literally making up as I go along, but I know it needs tidying. Oh, there's a bit of the see, this is the problem with this horrible tree bush. This was already in when we moved in, and I must admit, such a silly place to put it, in my opinion, because it just really does just this, not this. Had I have known this was going to grow like this, I probably wouldn't have put this here either, because it's quite a silly place too. But yeah, I didn't know it was going to grow like this. And I think I have a spider in my hair. Definitely something dangling there. Oh, that's a real shame. Oh no, that's got some new ones. Oh, this is a different shoot. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but I'm taking these off just before like the last shoot. Oh, and there's my delphinium, or what's left of it. I might have to move that at some point. Right, you're all finished, aren't you? And spent. I think that spider is now in my hair. Oh well, never mind. I'm sure I'll end up with more in there at some point. I think these are all spent. So yeah, I'm cutting them up before the big shoot, the last shoot even, which I think is what me and Mum done when we done my rose bush. So whether that is the right thing to do or not. Oh, that's not the last shoot, is it? That's the last shoot. I don't really know. But I mean, this has been in for a few years now. I think it's maybe been in for about 4 years. So I'd say it's well established. So I'm hoping that there wasn't a shoot there. Whoopsie. So I'm hoping, just splashed sap in my face. That yeah, it will be all right, and it will come back. But yeah, this is the bottom of this is absolutely mad in there. And now I've trimmed it back, I can see that some of my my sedums that I've got planted in the wall here, yeah, are growing into here, which is kind of cool because it's all ground cover and stuff. Anyway, I can see I've got some ivy in there as well. I've got a couple of hostas. One of my hostas has actually started to, well, I say started, has come out into a bit of a flower. Also got these, which I think are, is it teasel or thistle, that my nanny and granddad gave me a couple of years ago, from out of their garden, because they've got loads of them. I'm going to cut this one back a bit further actually. Yeah, they had loads of them, so they gave me one. And a couple of years ago it grew up like literally this big. It had loads of big beautiful heads on it, and then the fat pigeon snapped it literally in half, so it was like way up here, and then the fat pigeon, because he's a greedy fat idiot, then snapped it down to about here, and it hasn't come back since, which is a real shame. But then I don't know if that's what these are, where it's just sort of self-set, because they do look they do look very, very similar, I must admit. Right, I'm going to cut that one right back to there. Oh no, and I've got some still flowers on that one. Oh well, never mind. I don't know if this is even the right time of year that I should be doing this. This could be absolute like sacrilege, doing stuff like this at this point in the season. I genuinely do not know. Like I say, I'm just a beginner. I make half of this up as I get along and hope for the best. Just see what happens. Yeah. Oh, that one still has some flowers on as well. Oh well, never mind. What's this one? And I have noticed that this has had sort of like got a few like browning leaves on them, so I don't know if by cutting it all back as well will sort of help that for next year. And because I am cutting it back quite a bit, is this classed as a hard cut back? I don't know. I really don't know. Oh god, I don't want to break my secateurs. Ah, there we go. I'll put a little bit of a slice in, put a bit of pressure on it, slice it a bit more. It's not a clean cut. Hopefully that'll be okay. I'm sorry. Oh. Right. Oh my god, that bit was huge. Right, okay, this is taking me a lot longer to do than I originally... Oh, I wonder what that was then. Than I originally thought. So I am gonna speed this up a little bit, I think. I've done all that I can reach from that side, so I'm now going to come around here and do it from this side. Oh my god, there's like nothing there. That's mad. Oh god. And unfortunately, where some of the shoots were, I did actually have to lose some of the bits that actually had some nice flowers left on it, because it just didn't look very healthy at all. And I can't even see where this one goes to. Oh, I'm getting prickled by the Christmas tree again. Oh, and I've just taken some more flowers off from on that one. Alright. Oh yeah, and this is my £1 clematis that I actually got flowers off of this year, which I was very surprised about, but very happy about, I must say. I'm just going to take this bit off from down here. This bit as well. Oh, there's lots of lovely aqualegias down here too. They're all self-set. This fuchsia was here when we first moved in, and I don't know if this is in the fuchsia family because the leaves are fairly similar. Oh, so many prickles from that. And then there's something round there that when I now take these canes off of these foxgloves, I will go and cane that up. Oh, that is well. Oh, that's good. That's because there's another tie around there. Duh. Oh my god. Sometimes I think if I had a brain. Although that is still quite in the. Oh, there isn't even another tie. Oh goodness me. Right, so I'm going to lay those there, and I'm going to throw those ties in the hope that I can spot them. Oh, right, let's cut these foxgloves right down. Lovely jubbly. It's mad, just how much of a difference just that makes, doesn't it? I had to get myself another cup of tea. And I've also got my my lovely berry and banana smoothie. Try and have one of those every day where I can, between sort of 10 and 11 in the morning. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in and trim this one up, but I am just going to straight go into fast forward mode, and then once I've trimmed everything up, I'm then going to tie this thing up and then plant the Kilimanjaro in here as well, I think. Before we are done, I figured whilst I was down here and so close, I might as well do my poker, and then any aqualegias that were nearby I done as well. And I must admit there is quite a few aqualegias down here as well. I had some violas that I planted last year I think, and they're not looking too healthy, but they're also not looking too sad either. So we might, we might see some more of that. And I just can't believe how clear this is. This was like taller than me because I couldn't see over it. Billy's not going to recognise the garden when he comes home. He's going to think that he's walked into someone else's garden. I don't know why I have been so lazy with it, I must admit. I wish I had been a bit more on top of it, but then it's because I had loads to do in there. And if you've been keeping up, I have had a bit of a problem with caterpillars in there as well. Twice in the last 2 or 3 weeks I've had to chase a white butterfly out, which I think are the cabbage white butterflies, that just cause so much devastation. It's unbelievable. But there's a chap, another chap that I follow on YouTube, Terry King's Allotment, and he had this, oh my god, he had this raised bed with easily a dozen cabbages in that had just been pretty much all wiped out by caterpillars, and that is the thing, that if you don't catch them in time, and I'm still not convinced that I've got mine in time. We shall just have to wait and see. But it's just challenge after challenge, or it certainly seems like it has been this year anyway. But anyway, I must stop waffling, and I must carry on with this. But what is really nice is where I've got my phone, and I will now show you as well, in the background are my gorgeous sunflowers, and my big one has come out in flower. Those little midges over me now, and it's been out for maybe about a week now. So every time I turn and look at the camera, all I can see out of the corner of my eye is my sunflower. Oh, it makes me so happy. There he is. Yeah, my lovely big sunflower. And I mean, this little guy's still doing all right. Not doing too bad. But yeah, I'm well chuffed with how he's turned out. And I've seen that some people have had some I think they're called teddy bear variety, where it's sort of like double petals in there. I think that's what they're called, or fuzzy bear, something like that. So I think I might try and acquire some of those for next year. I think it is going to be easier to do from this side than going round. Big old hollyhock getting in the way. Trouble is because some of it is still flowering, it is hard to tell, and some of it was good and was not. Right, so if oh, here we go. I can pull the nice bits forward, and you're a nice one too, because you're still going. Alright, if I stand in here, because there's nothing there, let's hack you guys off. And hack you off. Oh god, this is going to take forever, isn't it? Oh, I need some loppers. God damn! So now I've cut all of those down, I can sort of try and get in and tidy this bit a bit, because this stuff just grows like absolute mad, and it's got really long, weird roots to it. But the problem is, again, this was something that was already in when we moved in, and it grows so well that it's like split the little bit of wall that it actually sits in. And unfortunately, I do have to pull some of it out of my flower bed, because if not, this whole flower bed's taken over by stuff anyway. If I didn't keep control of it. And the other problem with it as well is it does I think that went in my basket, my bike. But yeah, it is a very good home for slugs and snails, and given that it's so close to the OG, I don't really like that very much. But when this stuff is, I won't get rid of it, because when this stuff is out in flower, the bees, well, in fact all of the pollinators, when we have any, I must admit I hadn't seen many bees at all this year. They absolutely love this thing, whatever this thing. And these bits that I'm ripping off and taking out are literally the bits that have just planted themselves in the flower bed that I don't really want in my flower bed, and that are hanging right on, like hanging over the edge. So I think they've got one of those weird sort of like air roots, if you know what I mean. Right, so that's that bit all a bit tidier. Oh, and these are some tiger lilies that my mum gave me last year that I thought I had lost, but they've just got sort of buried in the buried in the thick of it here by the looks of it. Ah, right, okay. That's that jobby jobbed. So the last thing to do now is drink my tea. Obviously, there's always a cup of tea to drink, and wrangle this thing up. Oh, where did those ties go? And whilst I'm trying to tame this, oh, and I missed an Aquilegia. Whilst I'm taming this, I am gonna wrap today's video up. Oh my god, the ground is so hard, I can't get that in. I must admit, that's a bit of a flimsy stick. Let's try this one. This one might be a bit better. Help if I put it near the plant, wouldn't it? There we go. We're in. Right, I'm just going to quickly get that Aquilegia. Oh, there's a secateurs out. Make sure there's no seeds left in there before I discard it. Waste not, want not, as they say. Oh, and then I might stick another one in there. Ah, lovely, jubbly. Well, and as always, thank you very past. No, I'll learn to speak in a minute. It's because I haven't had enough tea. Thank you very much for popping past and seeing me. As always, it's very much appreciated. There is now 159 of you that have signed up to listen to me waffle on about a load of stuff I essentially don't know about. And among the 159 of you, there are a few of you that have given me quite a few hints and tips along the way as well. And I must admit, I feel like I've got to a point now where there is far too many of you to mention. But certainly the one lovely chap that does always have a tip for anything seems to be Richard Taylor. So I'm very grateful for all of his help. There's certainly stuff I wouldn't have known had it not been for him. And next year I'm definitely going to try out his watering through a pipe to keep your ground dry, especially in there. Obviously try and keep all the slugs and snails away. There was something else he did in one of his videos where he made I think it was a bramble and a nettle mulch to then put down on one of his beds to again stop the slugs and snails coming in and everything. So yeah, that's something else I'm gonna try. Because my nanny sent me an article the other day that apparently here in Norfolk, UK, we've had an influx of Spanish slugs, which would actually quite explain the reason why we've had slugs that I've genuinely never seen so big before. Honestly, some of them have been like the size of my fingers. Enormous for slugs. My fingers are not. Hopefully next year we won't get any of the Spanish slugs, but I'm still gonna give the watering through a pipe a go anyway. It does just seem like quite a genius way to do it, even to control the English the English spiders, slugs that we might get. But yeah, thank you for coming past and seeing me, much appreciated. As always, I don't have time today, because if not this would end up being like a 3-hour long video, I think. And I mean, I'm not a film star just yet anyway, so I can't make anyone enjoy that. So I don't have time to plant anything in. But I genuinely didn't realise quite how much I was going to end up cutting back anyway. So I can now sit over the next sort of day or two, I'm really I definitely know where I'm putting the other euphorbia, the Kilimanjaro. That's going in here, but I've got some nice big dianthus and snapdragons or antirrhinums. I might sort of filter in here as well. So yeah, you know, watch this space, I guess, to yeah, to see what I add in here. Oh no, I don't know if this means my Eucalyptus has died. Or is that just a diurnal? Oh, I don't know. Right, I need to go, don't I? Because I'm just going to keep waffling on about nonsense. You know me, guys. Oh, but yeah, thank you for popping past and seeing me. Much appreciated. As always, come back and see me again soon. As there's always going to be something that I'm up to. Sorry, I'm just looking for another tie. I'm literally one tie short for this one. Oh, I know, I can take one of my sad delphinium that got crushed. I think it was by the fat pigeon. God damn. But have yourselves a lovely day, no matter what you end up doing. And yeah, I will see you all very soon. Later, staters.